I guess I'm back in love again. Well, hey now, and around we go. This'll bring me ruin, though I suppose it's pleasing. Well, I changed the eyes I gaze in. Still, she's just another girl, and I need more than a trade-in. Guess I'll have to change the world. Strike up the band. Well, I believe I have this dance. Hey, raise that glass again, my friends. Yes, of course I am charming, but she's so easy. Well, I changed the tune I dance to in this gay old social world. Yes, I'm back in love again. Love again. Yeah. Around and around we go. Bombs away. Bombs away. Yes, I'm back in love again. Hey, look out. Round and around we go. Bombs away. Yes, I'm back in love again. Round and around and round and around. It's love again. Yes, I'm back in love again. Love again. Look out, I'm back in love again now.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to DES Legacy Truck Series here at Pocono. I am joined today by the wonderful broadcaster producer, Mr. Damon O'Brien himself. I, of course, am Ben Coon. We'll get our starting lineups here very, very shortly, as we're gritting here now. Dylan Grutzmacher to 66, starting on the pole. John Crosby in the 73, starting in second. I'll do it for road number one. Tyler Smith in the 74, starting in third, and Judson Curtis in the 35, starting in fourth. Edwin Warren in 92, starting in fifth, and Jason Phillips in the eighth, starting in sixth. 72, Kenneth Passmore in starting in seventh, and Brandon Hinn in the five, starting eighth in row number four. Mark Holloway at the 56, starting in ninth, and Thomas Long at 23, starting in 10th. Jamie Holland at 98, starting in 11th, and Aaron Underhill at 21, starting in 12th. For row number 7, Matthew Tennant in the 59, starting in 13th, and Stephen Tibbs in the 94, starting in 14th. For row number 8, the 63 of Craig Knowles, starting in 15th, and Brian Souza in the 60, starting 16th. 32 of Jonathan Geist, starting 17th, and Jonathan Green at the 31, starting in 18th. Sean Dion at the 30, starting in 19th, and Dylan Hinton in 81, starting at 20th. I'll do it for row number 10. Row number 11, 69 of Todd Perrott, starting at 21st, and Jeff Denda in the 84 truck, starting in 22nd. And that will do it for all of us. And I think we're starting the pace, and we are joined by his wonderful new name in Discord, El Jefe Dinda. How you doing, El Jefe?
I'm doing great. I will be with you guys in a minute. Having some internet issues, but I will run a lap, show some respect for the guys, and we'll join you guys here in a couple of minutes. And I'm just gonna take the field in last place here.
Hey, yeah, look, you over here locked in beautifully in the playoffs. And speaking of playoffs, this is the last race in the regular season. And I think we're going to have an excellent playoff season. And I think it's going to be absolutely fan-freaking-tastic. Alright, me and producer Damon, we have a bet going on of how many cautions there'll be tonight. He says 4, I said 6, so if it's 5, what does the winner get? It's pace truck diving down pit lane. We're making it go green here this time by. Green flag is out. Nobody's gonna get a good jump. Sister Grutzmacher's barely out in front. And down turn 1 at Pocono. Tyler Smith right behind the 6 Sister Grutzmacher safety. John Crosby, currently the points leader in Premier. Won the race here last time at Pocono. The yellow flag is out at the back. There's death and carnage. We're gonna go to a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with more racing here at Pocono.
We're the Mario Brothers, and plumbing's a game. We're not like the others who get all the fame. When your sink is in trouble, you could call us on the double. We're faster than the others, you'll be hooked on the brothers.
Thank you, Super Mario Bros. It seems like the only thing you haven't drained is my bank account.
Yeah.
For super service, call or text Super Mario Bros. Plumbing today at 929-55-MARIO. Or reach us on the World Wide Web at smbplumbing.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Pocono. We're back to go live here very, very shortly. I am here joined by the glorious man known as Jeff Dinda. Jeff, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. Just bailed out of the race so we can broadcast for these guys and kind of watch these points closely. We got some battles going on. See who makes it. It's going to be exciting.
Yes, sir. Jeff, well, since the last race of the regular season, how are your chances to feel in the playoffs? How do you feel about that?
It's going to be tough. We have some really good guys who've been racing all season. We have some guys who missed a few races who came in late and have been dominant. So, I'll do my best to try to stay in the top 3 if I can.
I believe in you. I believe you, Jeff. Well, we're back to go green here. Pace truck diving down. We're going green this time by John Crosby control truck. John Crosby going and green flag is out. Tyler Smith, his teammate, right behind him in the Beer Run Racing. Dylan Grutzmacher on the outside as we head down to turn number 1.
Yeah, unfortunate. I was just coasting around in the back trying to stay everybody's way, and saw that incident was kind of right in front of me. Unfortunate for the guys involved. I think Sean Dion was one of the guys involved. I'm not sure if he may have bailed out of the race. SAC is 4 laps down. So a couple guys up here. We're watching closely. Just a note: we have a lot of our premier drivers in here. They don't get points for playoffs just because they're in the Premier League. So we got some of those guys up front like John Crosby, but Dylan's current point leader. He will probably close the season out with that point lead. Judson, he's also a premier guy, but Edwin Warren, Jason Phillips, so he's currently in the 10th spot, and he's 13 points above the cut line, and I would expect him to maintain that spot.
I think a lot of these guys will do very well, and especially with Tyler Smith, doesn't race here that often, but look where he's at, currently up in 2nd.
Yeah, absolutely, and I wasn't paying attention just because with my internet issues, I don't think Christian's in this race, so that's going to be one of those points to watch. He was in ninth place, 16 points of the cut line, but Chris Wagner, Jamie Howell, those will be the two guys who are trying to hunt down his points.
Yeah. Unfortunately for Christian not being able to make it in. Right now, 3 wide for second place. It's Judson Curtis rolling on the bottom on it on turn 3. See who's going to get the momentum and the run out of 3. It seems like 60 Grunsbacher, Edwin Ward right behind Grunsbacher. Todd Smith shuts the door. 92, Edwin Ward.
Yeah, they're taking full advantage of that draft. They're chasing each other bumper to bumper. So, really interesting how much of a pull you can get on these straightaways.
The trucks here, the trucks is in general, like they have a crazy amount of, well, before the Irish thing updated them, they had a crazy amount of draft, like, they could just sucked in really good, and you could be like, what, 7/10 behind, and you could just get sucked right in like it's no tomorrow, so. I don't know what the new update iRacing made to these trucks. I wonder how much different it's going to be beforehand. Like we had the premiere race here. I want to say a few races, to be honest, but I wonder how much different it is for these guys. Before, like I don't think it matters for John Cross because look where he's at right now, 3 tenths ahead. So I don't think much change happened for him. But Grunsbacher, confident, still in second, has a good pace here. We'll see what we can do with that.
Yeah, just interesting. Love our producer's new bottom screen. We've got the top 10 locked in on the left, and we cycle through from 11th through however many are in the field. And so I'm trying to pay attention. I got my list here, got my spreadsheet up. I'm a numbers geek. Trying to make sure I got everybody who's in and out, and we'll get back to you on that in a second after I watch this scroll through for a couple of times.
Right now, I don't know if you would see, but like look at the top 4 right now. Look how close this Grunsbacher. Look, it's like trying to make a pass for the lead. Tyler Smith looking underneath. See what he can get in turn 2. I think we can run it. Grunsbacher a little bit tight, and Warren got a little loose out of 2. And Warren's gonna dive underneath Tyler Smith. Tyler Smith gonna go up high. Arcing to turn down. Trying to keep 92 for having a decent exit. Able to clear to 92. But notice again, Tyler Smith try to go out of line. Crosby gets the lead about 3 tenths up. So it's going to be interesting to see how well they keep it together. I know Crosby and Tyler Smith, they're teammates, but Tyler Smith would love to be able to get a win under his belt.
Yeah, and thank you, Mr. Producer, for the switching those points because it made it a little quicker for me to go through. Here's an update. Steven Tibbs currently in 6th place. He basically just needs to finish the race to make the top 10. So he's in the race, so that's good for him. Checkbox there. It gets pretty interesting. Ryan Godfrey out. Austin Knight out. Christian Clark out. Jason Phillips in. He's the 10th spot, so I expect him to move up. Chris Wagner, current 11th spot, out. Jamie Howell in 12. He is in. So Albert Williams was 13th. He is not in the race. So, gosh, I think we're gonna get some movement here, and it's gonna be pretty interesting to see how this shakes out.
Sent in right now. Say about top 6, really close to gap. 92, Edwin Warren. Neath. Side by side, Edwin Warren. Oh, over his head there for a little bit. Tyler Smith a run out of 2.
Yeah, this is such a fun track. I mean, it was
Oh,
actually-
3 wide! Oh.
Max and I's first race was Pocono. It's kind of hard to see that backstretch, but we get pretty good cameras here at DES, so we'll see the action the whole way around the track. Fun track. Look at these guys single file.
You know, I do like Pocono, but I'm going to say this right now. The turn I hate the most at this track is the turn that they're at right now, turn 1. I hate that turn with a passion. I don't know whoever made that turn, but they could die in a hole for all I care. I hate that turn. It's such a hard turn because you're like, okay, got it. Like, you know, the next thing you know, you're like, kill the wall, but then if you slow too much, you lose too much momentum out of one, so. Rest of these turns, I got down pretty good. It's just turn 1, I hate it, despise it.
Yeah, I wonder what the Pocono designers, if they originally had 4 designers, and said, here, you each get a corner, and then one of the guys dropped out and said, okay, we'll go with your 3 corners, because they're all different. It's pretty fun.
Was I know turn 2 is based off of Indianapolis. I can't remember that the other turns are based out of. But they say turn 3 is based off of 2 different tracks. And I'm like, how does this make sense?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. No surprise, John Crosby, who's our point leader in Premier, which comes up next, is leading the race, and Dylan Grutzmacher, who is the current points leader for this division, is in second. No surprise. Edwin Warren in 5th. Interesting enough, I will not get enough points. Edwin probably will capture 2nd place for the points behind Dylan.
Well, aren't you locked in points-wise?
Yes, but I mean, just for the regular season points, Dylan will get the title for that, and Edwin will most likely finish 2nd.
The only thing I want to see is Jeff Dinda, Legacy Trucks champion. Everybody will be so joyous for that. I got a feeling.
Except for the other 9 playoff drivers, if that miracle happens.
Come on now, no. They'll still be happy for you. You're Jeff Dinda. Everybody loves Jeff Dinda. You know, right now the battle kind of heating up for first. Like Dylan Grutzmacher, I think it's just saving tires. It's not. Doesn't look like he's really trying to push and get around the 73 John Crosby. Oh, as soon as I say that, look at Grutzmacher. Yep. Now the inside of Crosby. Turn number 3. Grutzmacher will, I believe, will lead his first lap of the race.
Yeah, having raced with him in this division, this is pretty much the only one he runs full time. He's an impressive driver, as is John Crosby right there on his bumper.
Got Judson Curtis trying to make a pass on the inside. I exit 1 into 2. You more likely will get it. And Tyson backed off, but I mean it's the same thing. Right now, it would get me 40 laps to go when you cross the start finish line. Still plenty of race left. I think that these guys know for a fact that hey, there's a lot of race left. Ain't got to push it. Judson Curtis. Up to 2nd. Grutzmacher. About a half a second in the lead.
Yeah, it's just interesting. Kind of the same thing last night in the race. I don't know that Judson necessarily saves tires early on, but he has a switch sometimes. You get 10, 15 laps in a race, and he makes some moves.
It's a fast, quick driver. I'll give him that. I guess fast and quicker, same adjective, but still, it still applies. It's right on the rear of Grutzmacher. Tell you, these guys are trying their hardest.
Yeah, and I'm guessing here shortly we'll probably see some.
Oh, there's a loose truck.
It's that 35 machine. He's showing his late lap speed here.
Yeah, Justin Curtis is quick. Oh, almost slid it right up into the safe 3 of John Crosby. Rootsmacher still has a clear line, clear inside, clear outside. He basically has all the room that he needs. John Crosby, something happened to Crosby. He went all the way down to the inside. I'm slowing down. I don't know if something happened, but
Yeah, let's take a peek here.
I don't know, just pulled off. Now we're going back to the race to Gertzbacher. Gertzbacher still up in front. Tyler Smith now moved up to third. Everybody would gain position.
You know, maybe he's just going to go practice for the premier race and get a little jump zone. So, ooh, a little wall contact almost.
It's okay. Everybody's fine. Calm down. Calm down.
I think that was hidden. Not quite sure. He changes his paint so often I can't keep track.
He's got those monster, was it schemes now? Really throws me off now. Not used to it. I'm always looking forward to those hitting motorsports cars, and now I'm like, I can't. Now I gotta look for the monster car. Come on. But still, beautiful paint schemes. Hidden always makes such gorgeous schemes. I love it. Justin Curtis up to the inside of the 66 and Kreutzmacher. You calm down there, Kreutzmacher. You calm down. Don't touch that wall. That wall hurts some people. Still side by side, and it's going to turn number 3. Judson Curtis will still have the bottom to work on. Tyler Smith, clean air throughout the majority of the turn, so he'll be able to catch up to these guys.
Yeah, and I was just double checking my notes. I didn't check the fuel when I was running the practice session, but I think these guys can probably get 35, 40 laps. So it's just going to be interesting to see if anybody tries to split it. You know, if anybody tries to run long, that's you know, or to see if some of these guys need some tires or whatnot. Right now they're staying out.
Well, yeah, caution on the first lap, and nobody else has. I don't think it was worth going in pits that time around, but hey, some people do it just so able to say that, you know, just able to have that little bit extra fuel. But I don't know. Usually lap 1, I'm usually not thinking about pits. I rarely am, unless, like, you know, if you're like short magically on 1 lap of fuel or something crazy like that. But I don't know. So they'll still probably have to pay for fuel and or tires at some point in this race. So 35 Judson Curtis might get clear of Kreutzmacher into 2. Oh, we just heard the 92 of Edwin Warren saying he'll be heading down pit lane this time. So,
There we go. We got our first taker.
you know, I wouldn't say it surprises me, but at the same time, it's not. Like, you know, you're always going to have somebody who's going to undercut it so early to where they're barely going to have enough fuel to the end of the race. So, I want to say I'm surprised, but I'm really not, because there's always somebody who's going to be thinking about that and willing to do it.
Currently 15 cars on the lead lap, and actually, excuse me, 18 cars on the lead lap.
I was like, hold on, Jeff.
Yeah, 18 cars on the lead lap. We got a couple of guys that dropped out, myself included. I believe John Crosby probably had something else to do. Like I said, he may be practicing for the next race or just had something else come up.
Yeah, definitely. But right now, it's going to be interesting to see if anybody else is planning to pit this time or anytime soon.
Yeah, and you know, it's such a long track, such a big track. Edwin's still on the lead lap. He did come in, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so he's still on the lead lap. You know, if you're running up front close to the leader, you can come to the pit and still maintain that. And you know, he's going to have a little better speed than those guys, so he should be able to comfortably stay on the lead lap. But it's going to be really interesting to see if he's the only taker.
So yeah, let's see. Edward Warren and Dylan Hinton both went down pit lane.
And both locked into the playoffs, so if you're going to gamble a little bit, why not?
Hey, you know, this may sound crazy, but it's not a bad time if you know you're locked in to just try different strategies just to see what work and won't work for the playoffs. Because, like you said, never know. Something crazy may work and something may not.
Yeah, and interesting enough, just talking about being locked into the playoffs, even though Ryan Godfrey is a no-show tonight, I believe he will probably end up in the 10th spot. I don't think Austin has enough. You know, it's going to come down to see where these guys finish, but you know, it's going to be tough for Austin to stay at top 10. So it's really opened the door for not only Jason Phillips to hold on and keep in the top 10, but you know, this is a chance for Jamie Howell to jump up in there. But you know, considering we had 4 guys in spots 7 to 11 who aren't here tonight, you know, it's really a lifeline for some of those guys who had enough points in the bag to make it.
It's like, here you go.
And actually, check that. Austin has 11 points. He's got 11 points he's going to add tonight, even though he missed the race. So he may be safe as well.
Yeah, I think it's going to be close with Jamie Howell. If I can somehow make it, but Jason Phillips. Yeah, Brian Godfrey, Austin Phillips, and Christian Clark. Those 2 guys are not here.
Yeah, and Jason. I mean, Jason's pretty much a lock at this point. You know, where it really comes down is how well Jamie Howell finishes this race. I believe he's gonna squeak in, but can he knock someone else out?
More people head down pit lane. We got the race leader, 74 Tyler Smith, 56 on Mark Holloway. These guys are now heading down pit lane. You almost like, you know, I think it's smart for some of these guys who have been right there with them or right there close to near Judson to go down pit lane. But I want you to notice something. Tyler Smith was the first person in the top 3 to announce he was pinned down going down pit lane. And then Judson Curtis went down first, then Grunsmacher followed immediately thereafter.
Yeah, I mean, we don't get quite the same draft that we get at Super Speedway, but you know, this is definitely the type of track where if you come down in a pack and you come out in a pack, it's gonna be beneficial for you.
More and more people now are heading down pit lane, but Pocono is like it is 100% interactive track. It's not like Auto Club or Michigan per se, but it still has like one of those weird quirks that I want to say is kind of important that you want to be in that draft.
I see we've got a couple of watchers on YouTube. If you got a favorite driver or somebody you're rooting for, drop us a line in the chat and we'll be sure to talk about them in the broadcast.
John Fago, aka Jonathan Green, heading down pit lane. So yeah, it's like basically that time of the race where everybody's just come down the pit lane. I think the pit cycle is almost done. I think the only have a pit are the 60 of Brian Souza. Now to 60 of Brian Souza heading down pit lane. Right on board the 66 of Dylan Grutzmacher. Still very close to Judson Curtis. About 3/10. Just rapidly closing, sending it into turn one. Oh my god!
He's just flying.
He said, "Screw it! I'm full sending it. I don't care." Curtis took a note of that and said, "Alright, cool, bet. Watch me sending it to turn two here very shortly." Yep, look, he's peeking. Yep. Look at that. And Dylan Gritzmacher got right up to him and said, "Hey, yeah, cool, you made me leave, but watch this."
Yeah, and as you, for the next minute or so, I kind of jumped into this not fully prepared with all my stuff set up, so I am going to go grab a Powerade and a snack, and I'll be back in about a minute and a half, and hopefully we stay green here.
Hey, alright, I see, Jeff.
Sorry, buddy. We'll give you a minute of solo time.
Hey, alright, yeah, it's my time to shine. Yeah, right now, very honestly, Judson didn't give him much of a fight, but right now, 25 laps to go. I don't think it's much too worried about that. Watching 6-6 of Grutzmacher, he's just sitting there, not very worried about it at all. I'm on board with Judson Curtis. And just able to get to the bottom a little bit better than Grutzmacher. It's going to help him get a decent launch out of turn one. He's headed into turn two, my favorite turn. You just want to make sure you get into Grutzmacher's 30 air. That way you want to tighten him up and get him to the wall. But Grutzmacher's actually pushing, or excuse me, Curtis is pushing that hard. Right now, he's able to get time out of the exit, but in going in on the entry, he just loses just a little bit, not a whole lot. Check up. Curtis down on the bottom. Really good exit for Judson. Going into turn 2, almost to the bumper. Inside, side by side, Judson Curtis with the pass. Here's the 660 group spot. Battle here between the 31 and the 23.
I'm back with you. I see we stay green, so good news.
Great news, even. You got Judson Curtis is once again the race leader.
Yeah, go ahead. If you got something interesting, I'm just gonna talk about points, but go for it.
I'm just gonna say this, like right here, this is the biggest pack that we have, biggest group, and look at everybody. Yet they're nowhere near the first and second, like nowhere even close. They're like 5 seconds back from the leader. So what you got for the point side, Jeffrey?
So interesting development. With Austin Knight, he's got 2 races he's got in the bags for our drop races. So he's gaining 11 points. So he's going to be at 222. Ryan Godfrey missed a race, so he's going to be at 218, which is going to drop him below Austin. So right now, Jamie Howell is the driver who can potentially challenge Ryan for that spot, but he's going to need a top 3 finish, I think, to make that work.
Jamie Howell raced here in the trucks once before in the Premier Series, and if anybody could get it done, I would say it's Jamie Howell. I mean, if a caution were to come out, I'd guarantee you that that Jamie Howell will be able to get it done.
I believe he was a champion. I'm not sure if it was season 1. Damon would certainly know, but I think he was season 1 champion in the trucks.
Season 1 champion Jamie Howell. If I'm not mistaken, if he locks in, possibly another championship, and Jason Phillips hitting in this time by.
Yeah, so just to round out that thought process, Christian missing, he's locked in at 202. Jason Phillips currently has 199. He's going to gain on that, so he's going to leapfrog Christian. The question really becomes, can Jamie, can Jamie knock? Jamie's obviously probably going to knock out Christian from the playoffs, and so Austin's probably safe. Ryan, believe it or not, not racing as well with no extra points is probably safe.
It's a checkered flag hits. Tell you what, I think Jason Phillips accidentally mispressed his pinning in button. Yeah, it's so crazy though. Third on the back, they have not caught up to first and second. We just been informed that Jamie Howe is a season 2 truck winner. And also, I lost a bet right as of this moment. As of this moment, there's only been one caution out of this entire race, and I think producer won the bet. You said 4, I said 6. Yeah, producer, wonderful producer Damon. I asked him before we went green. I said, alright, how many cautions do you think we're going to have? He said 4, I said 6, so if it was 5, it would have been even, so.
Yeah,
Now,
and go for it. Oh, I was gonna say,
no.
just to reconfirm my confusing comments from earlier. I got my point system on a different computer than I'm watching now. Actually, Ryan and Austin are both safe. Jason's definitely safe, and Christian's the one who's more than likely going to get knocked out by Jamie. Jamie needs to finish in 14th place or higher to knock Christian out. So that's the magic number right now for Jamie.
So yeah, Stephen Tibbs, who said he would, said Ryan Godfrey, Ryan Godfrey is basically locked in. Austin Knight, we have more than 20, 100% lock in. We have more than 20 trucks in here, so maybe hard maybe.
Yeah, and what locks Austin in is the fact that he hasn't missed a race yet. So we have 2 drops in the season. So when he gets the drop for the 0 points, he's going to gain 11 points automatically tonight. So maybe he took a look at the numbers better than I did, and he figured out, hey, if a couple other guys missed, I'm safe. So he's definitely safe. So, yeah. So right now, that car we're looking at, he's the man, and I believe I'm going to double check my numbers here in a second. I believe it's 14th or higher. Don't want to jinx him.
Yeah, Jason Phillips, I 100% believe is locked in. And Jamie Howell may or may not knock Christian Clark off if he can finish where he's at.
Yeah, without the stage points, it's a little easier to figure this out. I know at the end of the last season for Premier, we had 2 stages with stage points. We had a finish, and during the race, I kind of was jumping into broadcast, commenting how John Crosby won the championship by 1 point. Second was obviously 1 point behind him, and third was 1 point behind second. It's about as close as you can get in a championship.
It's way down the road close. So we're 14 laps to go. Johnson Curtis currently pulling away with it. Jamie Howell still battling. If they're trying to hold on to 3rd place. There you go. Look at this right here.
Yeah,
Almost
Jamie was
bumper to bumper.
This is a great view. I love some of the shots this camera can pull up.
Oh, we got a couple of takers for pit lane. Jamie Howell, heading down pit lane. What in the what? What is this? 32 Johnson, guys heading down pit lane. Evan Warren heading down pit lane. Oh, well, we got a lot of takers.
Coming in packs, for sure.
Now, if you're Gutzmacher, would you pit with the leader or would you undercut him? What would you do in this situation, Mr. Jeff Ginden?
If I'm in his position, you know, he's going to win the points in the regular season. Hands down, don't think he's got any competition there. So I think he can play it safe, stay out a little longer, maybe get a caution. I mean, these guys probably won't go a lap down. So if he comes in a pit, he's going to cycle back to the end. So, actually, that's a pretty good question.
Yeah, I ask some good questions every now and then. I would come out of the blue with one good one every now and then.
Yeah, I think I thought my thought process as I was answering the question.
It's a very
I mean,
good question.
if he's got 15, 20 laps, let's say 20 laps of fuel left, yeah, definitely stay out. But if a caution comes out, you're going to be bumped to the back. But in either event, he's going to win the regular season points.
Hey, anything could happen. If I'm Grutzmacher, I may have this regular, I may be locked in, but I still want this win.
Yep, for sure. I'm going to wait and see when he's points, see where Jamie Howell cycled through. This could be a make or break moment depending on who else pits.
Or if anybody else fits. Jamie Howell, 13th. Or the 12th. We ever say, I think, third?
14, he needs to finish at 14th or higher. And he's currently in 12th.
Ah, so Jamie's to the good. Jamie is 100% to the good. Now we are, 10 laps remaining in this race.
And of course, if Christian Clark is watching, he's got his little jinx hexes out, of course, on poor Jamie.
Come on. You don't think Christian would do that to a man, would you?
Oh, I'm just having fun.
It's like, you want to hit with a man with glasses on, would you? I feel like the same rule applies. I don't think Christian's too kind-hearted for that. Love you, buddy.
Yeah, we're under 10 laps to go. I'm just going to give a little commercial. Coming up next is for you guys. If they're racing with Vegas, 125 laps. Should be exciting. We have a few drivers locked into points there as well, but there's
Hey, I'm one of them.
positions open. Yep, you're one of those guys. You are safe. You are the last one who's officially safe, although Todd Perrott right behind you is, I think if he shows up, he's going to be safe as well.
Hey, now, I had a couple bad races back to back, but I have plenty of races stockpiled away, so should be good. Should be good. I'm
Currently up in the 90.
I don't but it did. I don't know why it made me laugh, but it did. Yeah, Jamie, how tonight? It's gonna be. I feel like it'd be really interesting to see what would happen if a caution were to come out right now.
It would make the broadcast a lot more exciting, I can tell you that.
Hey, are you saying I got bored?
No.
Is that what I'm hearing out of Jeff Diddy's mouth? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, I was going to say, and if Jamie was a teammate of mine, I would know him well enough whether or not I should switch channels and tell him where he needs to finish or not. But since I don't know him that well, I won't jump in there. I'm not going to jinx the guy from the broadcast booth.
Hey, he's TRN. That's at least yeah, it's TRN. You're good.
But the first thing I will do at the conclusion of the race is to switch the channel into his channel and tell him the good news.
Yeah, because we're good people. I guess. I don't know. Jason Phillips, I think he's locked in at this point, I want to say.
Yeah,
Since
he's
since Christian Clark is not here. Thomas Long heading down pit lane.
oh, he's flying. Can he slow it down? Oh, we've changed, but I think he got to slow it down.
I could check. I think he got to slow down enough. Yeah, he's good. Thomas, slow down good enough. And Jamie Howell on the outside of Jason Phillips, he said, I don't care whether or not I might be locked in or not. I don't know that right now. We'll figure out as I go. We'll try to get as much points as I possibly can.
Yeah, and I believe, I know Damon's listening. He could probably comment in our ears. I think we reset the points when the playoffs start. Maybe some bonus points for fastest laps that, you know, might add a couple of points to some guys. I'm not sure what we're doing there. We'll figure that out after this weekend. Complete reset.
Yeah, that's a complete reset. All the people who got their points go back down to 0.
And for those who aren't in the playoffs, we kind of have a new system here this year. Or I'm not sure what you call it just yet, but we're going to have the top 10 or top 8 for Premier that make it are racing for the championship for the playoffs, and everyone else who has qualified, minimum 4 races, of course, they're also running for a separate championship. So it's kind of
Judson Curtis the leader with that pit lane. Hold on now.
Uh-oh.
Pause. A positive broadcast. Judson Curtis is down pit lane. Stopping your data tracks, Mr. Dinder.
No, you did, but that's an interesting, you know, decision. I think everyone else is pitted, I believe, at this point, maybe except Sousa, Underhill, Green, Todd
Smith pitting.
Yeah, so, you know, maybe yep, there goes the leader. Maybe I missed the fuel window.
Brian Sousa, now your race leader. And right beside the person who just pitted is the 5. Oh, I was going to say wrong number. Wrong lead. 31 minutes. Yeah, right now we're 5 laps to go. This did make it a little bit more exciting. Can Judson Curtis make up 5 seconds?
Well, he always does great. Like I said earlier, 10, 15 laps in with old tires, he flies. I think he's going to put the pedal to the metal with those fresh tires and see if he
Can
can
he
get
do
back
it?
up there. It's going to be tough. He's going to need a second a lap.
Does he have the will to do it?
Sounds like he had a fuel-only stop, you know, 5 laps ago. Yeah, so he's definitely not going to make up the time with fresh tires if that's the case. But he's, you know, he made up a second.
Right now, 31 of Jonathan Green up to second. Here on the hill, Judson Curtis passing the 21. That's done yet, but I'm predicting in the future he's going to do it. Right on it, exit for 3. Aaron Underhill still in 3rd. Jonathan Green up to 2nd. Still up at 2nd.
And on our points watch, Jamie Howell is still in 9th, comfortable 5 or so, you know, seconds in front of Mr. Tibbs behind him. So he's kind of in a good spot there.
Yeah, he's in a good spot. Judson Curtis up to 3rd, 3 laps to go. Possibly going to be passing the 31 of Jonathan Green. And still side by side, heading into turn number 3. 2 laps to go. 2. Jonathan Green in the John Fagel car.
Yeah, pretty impressive if he didn't take tires, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you mentioned, I think you're gonna lose a bet there. One caution in the very beginning, and that driver exited out. So I'm not sure what happened, but boy, we breath of fresh air to see these guys go green.
And he only took fuel. Or maybe he only took right sides, I don't know. Either way, white flag in the air this time. Brian Souza up in front. Lap traffic in front of him. One time headed down to turn number 2.
And believe it or not, this is Brian's only his second race in this division this year, and boy, he's actually, if he finishes, he's 50% in this division.
And Jonathan Greenlaw's 3rd. Brian Souza won the race. Jensen Curtis in 2nd. Dylan Grutzmacher in 3rd. Jonathan Green finished in 7th. I believe he ran out of fuel.
He must have.
And that was such a great race. Congratulations to Brian Souza. And our premiere race at Las Vegas here tonight. Jeff, thank you so much for coming. And Damon, the producer, thank you so much for broadcasting this for us tonight. And we'll see you guys at premiere.
See ya.
The band. Well, sure.
Rest in peace, Bob Weir.
No, sir.